Hey, what's up, guys? It's All of a Sudden Family here. We're going to try to do our coffee talks on Tuesday mornings. Today, we're going to have what? Hazelnut?
That's the only one we have. You're like saying,
we're going to be doing
tomorrow
like white
we're going to be
mocha.
having what? Well, I got to buy that.
Yeah.
That one thing. What is it called?
The white mocha?
It's a Keurig machine that
Keurig
foams.
machine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm still not awake.
You're still not awake yet?
No.
You gonna say good morning to him?
I said good morning. Good
I don't
morning.
think you've ever like introduced yourself.
Yes, I have.
I always say, hey, I got my wife Diana with me. No. Anyways, last night we were making a song for the family. All of a Sudden Family, like theme song. And it was so cute. Like my daughter, she came in there and she said, my name is Ellie Belly. Which is,
I'm black and beautiful.
I'm black and beautiful. I play with my toys
and I clean my room.
That's it. It was so funny. Like then every one of the kids wanted to be a part of the song.
I need coffee.
You ready for the coffee?
Yes.
Alright.
I drink mine's cold.
I drink mine cold too.
Not all the time. But you do it. You should drink that nitro.
The nitro cold brew.
Oh, see, I drink mine cold.
That's delicious.
That is not.
I got you turned on that.
No, you don't.
I got you turned on that
I
foam.
don't drink that. I drink the white mocha.
The Irish cream foam that you tried. You said,
Okay.
"Oh my God, this is so good."
But I don't drink Irish cream foam. I just drink regular sweet foam.
Okay, we can go back and forth all day if you want to. But anyways, like
You
this,
have your coffee in there already?
yeah, I
You
want.
do it backwards.
You do creamer first?
Yes.
Why?
Because it dissolves the coffee. I mean,
You have to watch the coffee turn colors.
it turns color when I put it in there. What? Creamer? It's a really cold. You put you on. Then you add the coffee. Look at it. And that's basically the color coffee you're gonna get. It's already mixed.
Or do the coffee and you add the creamer.
It's already watered down. Look.
What do you mean watered down?
I don't know.
That's how my grandma always did it, so I'm sticking to it.
But
Exactly.
you follow your wife. Taste yours. Taste mine.
Mine tastes more like coffee. Yours tastes more like creamer.
Mm. Yours tastes more like water.
Mine tastes just like coffee. Her taste buds are fried.
Now, you didn't make my coffee black enough. I can see through it.
You can't see through that coffee. It's the same color as the handle. Anyways. Who drinks coffee with a straw?
Cold coffee? You have to.
No, it's okay.
So
Nah, yours definitely looks like a creamer.
that's what it's gonna look like that. It's not gonna taste like it.
Mine tastes delicious.
Anyways, so now the topic we're gonna talk about is a little sad.
Almost hits home a little bit too, huh?
Yeah, because we kind of went through, still going through situations with immigration, but the way that they're going about it is very shady to me. Like, immigration has never gotten this much attention like that because they didn't have ICE.
Mm-hmm.
Like ICE, when the ICE come in, like
It's been around since,
ICE
yeah.
forever.
Yeah, I mean, since they came up with the government.
Well,
they came up with the country treaties and stuff like that. So
I just never went through it until I went through it, you know?
yeah.
But
You're looking at the ground.
But it's very sad the way that they're doing the kids, though. Like, me, from personal experience, I've seen where they will come and take people out of their bed in the middle of the night, and then will be like, they'll be in the middle of processing their immigration status, and the lawyer talked to them and was like, oh, you're getting out soon.
You're talking about in immigration?
In immigration, because I've been in immigration for almost right out 90 days.
It was like, yeah, it was a rough time.
And
so what would happen, like, in the middle of the night? Mm-hmm. Was it middle of the night? Was it middle of the day? What?
Middle of the night. Never in the middle of the night. If you left the middle of the day, you were going home in the night.
So they would do it unexpectedly.
Yes.
They would catch you off guard while you're sleeping. But you can't go anywhere. You're in there, so I mean, do they do it in the middle of the night because it's easy to travel?
Yes.
Not because like they're trying to catch you.
There's no traffic to haul, because they don't just take one person, they take like 20.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 blocks of girls.
Yeah.
And 4 blocks of guys.
Okay.
Because usually guys commit crime faster than a girl will.
Yeah.
You know, because they will put themselves at risk faster
Wait,
than they
did
will.
you just say guys commit crime quicker or faster than a girl will?
Yeah, well, I didn't.
That's definitely sexist and biased.
That's not sexist or
yeah,
biased.
there's criminals out there.
Okay,
that's
but they
in a
will
female
protect
body.
their women. They will do something. A man, a real man, will protect. If they're both illegal, a man will go. I've seen both sides of something that happened like this. A man will go and work without a work permit and drive without a license before a woman, his woman that is home with the kids, gets put at risk.
Oh, you're talking about on a couple basis.
On a couple?
Yeah.
They are a couple. It's not in quotations.
Okay.
But anyways, you asked me. And it's very weird process. Like, okay, during the day, they will just like, they won't talk about it. The ICE will come in during the day and they will try to help you figure out how to talk to your lawyer, how to stay in the United States. But if you committed a crime that they can't help, you're getting sent back to your country. Like, you already know. Even if you didn't sign an order of deportation, that is excluding Cubans. That's what's sad about it. I'm Cuban, but we'll get into that after. There was this woman that just got there, and she got separated from her son at the borders. They just came from Mexico. They crossed the border, got picked up in San Antonio, Texas. They didn't have any space there, so they sent her to where I was at, which I'm not gonna say where it was at. But they picked her up and she got there. She was crying. I fed her crackers. I gave her something to eat because she was scared, you know? So I
remember you telling me that story over the phone.
Me being the Christian that I am, which I found God in immigration. That's another conversation. I helped them. Like, I had crackers. I was blessed enough for my husband to be able to support me while I was in there and still take care of our 5 kids and himself.
Unlike some people in there where they don't have any support whatsoever.
Nothing. So
I mean, they literally flee their country, come here
with nothing,
risk getting caught to get sent back,
and then
in the process of waiting out at immigration custody,
which they don't have really good food.
Which, yeah, I mean, but still, I mean, they gotta get fed. But there's probably some instances where their wait time, just due to travel of eating food, could be 24 to 48 hours, which that's a long time without food if you're used to eating food every single day.
Yeah.
But back to like what was happening, like they would say what in the middle of the night. They would call or they would just show up.
So she got there. I fed her crackers. She went to bed. And her process was really quickly.
Yeah.
She got there. It was a week. I helped her out. I gave her some food. throughout the week because what they give you in the chow room, it wasn't. It was like beans and some stuff had worms in it. So we really did. I really didn't eat. You know,
worms. For real?
That's not funny, yeah. And the green beans.
That's not funny.
When that's all you have to eat, that's
worms?
not funny. Yes.
Diana, like earthworms.
Like maggots.
From what? What?
Just old food, and they just feed it to you. An American girl freaked out. She's not American, but she was raised in America. Okay, when she was young, she flipped shit on the cafeteria lady. Well, the cafeteria lady is us. She flipped shit on ICE because they have guards. ICE pays a regular jail to in-house immigrants. So they try to get them out of there as quick as possible because America's losing money on immigrants, and that's what they're trying to cut back on. So since they have to pay, we get baked chicken anyways. But yes, it has really bad, like, it's beans, steak. I don't even know how you can make a steak out of black beans. I've never had that in my life. But anyways, I was trying to help her out, her and 3 other ladies. And so that happened, and it was a week. It was literally like a week. And she had a broken leg from coming. She had big old thorns of grass stuck to her leg. When she came, she was crying. I gave her my bottom bed, and I went to the top. It was sad. It was sad. It was sad. And then she wanted to be with her friends, so I gave up my top bed and moved with my African people, y'all are nice as hell, and y'all can cook in a microwave like I've never seen it before.
Yeah, microwave.
I was like, oh my God. Anyways.
So they've probably been through that process a couple of times.
So I gave them my bed, and I gave up my other bed, so I'm moving with my African people. I left the Cubans because too much drama, and I wasn't trying to be in that. And I left, and I went with my Africans, and I started going to church with them, and it made my experience much easier. So then she was there for like a week, and then they just, in the middle of the night, they picked her up and took her. She was like, where's my son? And then they were like, I don't know. You're gonna have to figure that out when you go back to Mexico. She's like, how can I figure it out from Mexico? Which I was helping her translate. How can I figure that out from Mexico if...
I was going to say, how do you know what they were saying to her?
Because I was translating. Yeah,
right. Okay.
I was translating for everybody in there because I speak Spanish and English. She said, where's my son? It kind of makes me want to cry. And they were like, we don't know, because they got separated. Her son stayed in San Antonio, and they took her. She got ripped away from her son. The way she explained it to me.
How did she get caught? Because I remember you telling me.
She turned herself in, because if you turn yourself in at the border and you give them a quarter, an American quarter, and you put it inside this little machine, the gates will open and they will help you figure out. They're gonna figure out why you're coming.
Like
why
asylum.
you're fleeing your country. She said, I'm here for asylum. My country's trying to kill me. Which most of the people there, you would be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure.
gosh.
I mean,
Anyways.
it's a third world country. You go from chaos, extreme chaos due to drugs, human trafficking, gangs,
Very much real. Very
governmental corruption, and you're getting forced out because deep inside you're like, I can't live like this. It's not made for me, so I want to flee. And when you come to this country, America, and you seek asylum, there's a process. And I have no clue how that process works, but from your experience, from that lady's story, it's not very easy. It's not fun. It's not something that...
And if they don't grant you, they can get... They
can deny your asylum.
Your paperwork can go in through... If you just got there like that. If you're waiting,
yeah,
they'll just let you wait. But I didn't let that happen because I have 4 kids at the time and I needed to come home. But
that's unbelievable. I mean, can you imagine like what the lady was going through as far as being separated from her child?
I felt her. I would hold her at night when she was crying.
Well, you were separated. They took you.
In front of my kids.
In front of your kids.
But my experience was more downsized than hers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, you were here, You came legally on a plane. You were raised here. You went to school here. You learned the culture here, and you had children here that are raised here, still are being raised here, learning the culture here, and then one day you just get pulled away with not even expecting that.
And it's not even my fault that happened.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
It was my dad's fault because he didn't do my paperwork. He just did his.
Yeah. And
so
see, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Another thing, if you're coming from a country and you have kids and you do your paperwork, make sure you do your kids as well.
Yeah.
Because when they get older, it's gonna be very hard and a lot of money.
Yeah. People ask me all the time because I, explain like.
I'm a stay-at-home mom, and he works out of the house, so he has a lot of
Yeah, exactly.
He talks to a lot of people.
Well, this is the common question I get. When I introduce myself, I'm in the service industry. I introduce myself and basically I tell them who I am, and then you have your friendly conversation, and then you talk about your spouse or your children, and I say my wife's Cuban. And then they always go, every single time, it never fails unless they're Cuban. That's the only time it doesn't happen. But she's Cuban. They'll ask, oh my God, where's your wife from? I'm like, wait, she's from Cuba. But she grew up in South Beach. I mean, that's the truth. You came here when you were 9 years old. You was a child. And then the immigration story always ends up coming because they always ask, what does your wife do for work? And then I'll say she's a stay-at-home mom. Basically, she takes care of the kids. Oh, yeah, that's great. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And then the immigration story always comes up. Is she a citizen? They always ask if she's a citizen. I say, no, but we're working on that. We actually went through some immigration stuff due to her father not taking care of her paperwork. And next thing you know, we're talking about what we went through and what we're waiting on, the paperwork process and
Still
all
waiting.
that. Oh my goodness. Still waiting. And then I finally get to explain, it doesn't matter that I'm American. I was born here. She's married to me. She's been married to me since 2011.
Before I even had immigration problems.
Before you even had immigration problems. Before we even knew about anything.
Yeah. Because I was in high school.
You were in high school. We
it wasn't.
That wasn't even on our mind.
Yeah.
Driver's license was on our mind. Plain and simple. It's I need to go get my driver's license. Of course you waited till you were 21.
I was done with him. I was done with him driving me around.
But no. I mean, that wasn't even on our mind. So when it came time for it to be, brought up, it was years after. And we've already had 2
kids.
No, 4.
2. I got my license in Georgia.
No, when the incident happened.
We have
4 kids.
And I had
4 kids, and we
old.
just learned that there was an issue with her status, her paperwork.
The hard way.
Hello, help a brother out. And tell somebody that something's going on. I
was in the middle of processing my work. We had went to Georgia 3 days before that to do my fingerprints for my green card.
And they didn't say nothing.
And didn't say anything.
How many times did we go in front of
immigration,
the government, and they never say.
We literally went to Georgia. Georgia denied us because we're not residents in Georgia. So we live in North Carolina.
Atlanta, the capital of USCIS.
We had to go away to the capital of North Carolina.
Yeah, Raleigh. That was a trip.
That was a long trip.
That was probably one of the hardest trips
to get there and them tell us that I have to file under the Cuban Adjustment Act. Then go home, figure out how we're gonna pay for it, which is not cheap neither.
Oh my gosh.
But luckily, at that time, we didn't have to.
Would you say our situation is being undermined by them or by other people in immigration? Their problems being deeper than ours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm pretty sure.
What about the families that you see right now?
In a month or two, my green card should be coming in.
Yeah.
I don't.
You tasted it.
Kevin always knows.
You taste it on your tongue?
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. But I was lucky. Not many people are lucky. A lot of people came when they were like 9 years old, illegally.
Yeah.
But they had to flee their country and they didn't turn themselves in for asylum. And they had kids in America. And they still get sent back to Mexico, to Honduras, to Guatemala.
Why do people not seek asylum when they come here?
Because they're scared they're going to get sent back to their country and separate.
So you have that fear factor of, you know, man, I'm making this choice to come here, but I'm scared that I could possibly be sent back.
So they usually have family here that is illegal.
Yo, can you imagine being like snatched up and sent back to your country? And have people there waiting for you, like the cartel or something.
But it's still.
Because look at it like this.
And it pisses me off.
You have.
No, baby, go eat your cereal. Grandma poured you some more cereal.
More cereal?
Go
That's
eat, baby.
a big baby.
He's 3. That boy almost broke my back.
He's acting like a baby though.
So it's my baby. He's my sweet boy.
Sit down and eat.
I left him. Makes me want to cry. I left him and he turned 1 while I was in immigration.
One. I don't want this one.
No. Go eat yours. Go finish.
But mine's already finished.
You already finished your cereal?
You want to give her some more?
You want some more cereal? Dang.
They're eating. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But my husband... I can talk.
Okay.
My husband always says that I baby our son, Sabius, our 3-year-old, because it's just because I got picked up and he was in the car. He was a baby. He was 9 months old. And when I came, he was more like almost 10 months. And when I came out, he was already 1 year old. Hold on, Sabius. He was already 1, and that broke my heart. I have never missed any of my kids' first birthday. And I was in immigration and I missed it, and that was very hard for me. So I have a soft spot for him. Very, very, I feel like he knows that I wasn't there. Which he doesn't, but I just feel like I don't know. Say hi, buddy. Say hi to our family. Say hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Serious.
How old are you?
P.
Who am I?
S.
Who am I?
Mom.
Who am I? What's my name?
P.
I'm P?
No.
I'm Turbo.
No. And you two.
Who are you? Who are you?
You're Turbo
What
Mommy
did you-
and you're Boy Turbo. I'm not a Turbo. I'm serious.
Oh, now you're... What am I? What am I? What am I? Am I Turbo or Catboy?
Turbo.
I'm Turbo and you're Sabian.
Come on, buddy. Get down. Go eat your cereal.
So when he acts like a baby, I just...
So yeah, that was a rough experience for both of us to go through, especially the kids. I know, like, you know, they were young, but at the same time, you gotta think, you not being there for the kids is like...
help you grow
it,
as a dad.
but
Do more stuff with the kids. For the kids.
you not being there, though, is like waking up the next morning, not having your mother there to, like, comfort you, do the normal routine and all that. It's a big shock. That can cause separation anxiety.
I for sure have separation anxiety.
Yeah, separation anxiety from the get-go.
Like my mom-in-law had the kids for 3 weeks and I was like ready for them to come back like 3 days later.
I remember you calling me talking about, look, if I miss Sabius's birthday, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I'm like talking you through it. I'm like, don't talk to me like that. You can't say stuff like that, especially when we're over here fighting, doing everything we can to get you out of there. And then you're here telling me that you want to give up on me?
Me knowing that I was gonna miss my son's birthday kicked my ass into high gear. Like, I was filing paperwork every single day.
Yeah.
Like a week before his birthday, because he was like, I don't think you're gonna be there for his birthday. Oh my gosh, when he told me that, I'm like, oh heck no. I said, I got God on my side. I just gotta go out there and do what I need to do. And I knew I was gonna miss his birthday, so I was like, okay, I cannot miss my 4-year-old Kavia's first day of school. I was like, I am not, and I will not miss it. I'm gonna be out of here before my son's 4th birthday, and before he goes back to school.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, what can I do? So I started talking around, asking around people, you know, talked to every immigration ICE personnel that came in there. I had a really good connection with this one guy. He was like telling me, like, you know, like, this is what's gonna happen, this is what you did, this is why you're here, let's figure out how can we make it go away so you can go home. Y'all, in like 2 days after I talked to him, after my son turned 1 year old, he turned 1 the 26th, I was home the 29th.
Yeah.
They switched field office leader from a black guy to a Cuban guy. I'm not gonna say that worked in my favor. I'm not gonna say like God did a Holy Mary, but I don't know.
Holy Mary.
I don't know what happened, that when I talked to him and I told him, I cried, and I was like, I just missed my son's first birthday, because every time I talked about it, I would cry. I just missed my son's first birthday. I need to get home for my other son's birthday. I cannot stay in here. I said, what can I do? And he said, I'm gonna look it up and I'll let you know in a week. I said, in a week? Okay. So it became, my son's birthday passed. I missed his birthday. The day that I missed his birthday, he came in and I explained to him I missed my son's birthday. But not because I was Cuban.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
But I feel like he understood more because he knows the Cuban laws.
Yeah.
Okay? So I felt like, okay, he's probably gonna do something for me. He actually did. He worked with the black guy. And that same day, my like a week, like literally a week before, it was like a week before my son's birthday, I talked to him. And my husband did a news, he went to the news and talked about what happened to me. And then they were like 3 days later, it was my son's birthday. So it was Friday. And I told them, they came in and I was like, I woke up, wasn't crying. I woke up, I wasn't crying, but I was sad. And then they came in the afternoon and I said, well, I missed my son's birthday. And you told me you were gonna talk to me when it was my son's birthday. So he talked to me, he says, we're working on something. Your name got tossed around this morning and we're gonna let you know. Okay, well that night, my mom-in-law had my son and she called me. I called her, she can't call me. I called her on FaceTime and she had a birthday hat on and cake and stuff like that. And that just, I didn't cry that much when I was in the video, but when I hung up, oh my gosh.
With the tears.
More than tears. There was like, they had to pick me up off the floor. It was bad. Like I was sitting on the floor, like I wasn't moving. The guard came in.
But you gotta admit, like the FaceTime did help a little bit. Not
Yes. A lot of people were able to see their kids. And a lot of people missed their kids' first birthday, second birthday. They were there for like 2 or 3 years.
So you wasn't the only one.
No, but I was the only one in my situation.
In your situation, in your mind.
Everybody else had, you know.
Yeah.
So I had really close friends in there, and they like had to pick me up and put me in the shower and give me a bath, because I was on the floor for like 3 hours. I was not moving because like that hurt. Like I never missed my kid's birthday, first birthday. I was always there. I always planned the party, and everybody just came. But I feel like that was a lesson, because for my daughter's second birthday, I got into an argument with my mom-in-law, with my dad, with my husband, and it was showing me like, God was like, well, if you're gonna be arguing, this is how it feels to really miss a birthday. Because I felt like we celebrated her birthday, but it felt like the family was torn apart. So like it taught me a lesson. So I feel like that's why I was there, and that's why that happened to me. He only put me through so much. So at that moment, when I was in the shower, I thought about that, and I was like, okay, that's one situation that I took for granted. That's in the books for me, not for God, because he doesn't hold anything against us. But I'm like, okay, now I know how to go about life when it comes to kids' birthdays, to just life that has to do with kids. Okay, so my son's birthday passed. The next day, the same Cuban guy comes and goes, I don't know if you're gonna be able to go home for your son's birthday, but I'm gonna try for my other son's birthday, his 4th birthday, but I'm gonna try to get you home. Well, the black guy comes the afternoon, and I tell him like, yo, I need to go home. Like, I'm going home, and in 3 days I'm going home. That's what I told him. He goes, how do you know? And I go, because God is gonna take me home in 3 days. And he goes, he didn't believe it at first, and he came back that same night, and he was like, give me the paperwork where they dropped your charges. And he took it, never brought it back. And the next morning he came.
But let's clarify on the drop charges. You dropped charges on immigration status issues.
Yes.
Saying that it's not your
Yes.
Problem.
Yes.
We can fix it.
Yeah.
Type of deal.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So then he came in the next day, that morning. No, it was like.
Okay, he came in.
He came in the next morning. And that night, I was like, I'm going home tomorrow. It's not going to take me 3 days. He came home, asked me for the paperwork, and I said, we're going to try to get you home. Is it going to be this week or next week? And I came home, and I walked up. It was during church time. I walked up, and I dropped to my knees, and I'm like, I'm going home. And they were like, what happened? And I was like, I'm going home. And they were like, trying to figure out why. And God wasn't letting me tell them how it happened. So one of my friends got deported that night. And she was like, you're going to go home to your family. I was like, I know. And she was like, I'm very happy for you. Keep in touch with me. Okay. So people were asking me, how do you know you're going home tomorrow? And I was like, because I know it in my heart. The next morning, he comes and says, here, tell your husband to come, that you're going home. And I go, oh, when? I'm thinking like he's going to be like, tomorrow, or, he says, you're going home today. I was like, today? And that's when I was like, I even gave him a hug, and we're not allowed to touch them. I gave him a hug. I gave the guard a hug, because the guard was my friend, but in front of them, they got to be tough, Miss Faison, where she passed away, Miss Faison was like, she was like, Sutton, you going? She was like, Crespo, you going home? I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, everybody was like clapping. And because when one of the moms gets to go home to her family in America, it's a big deal, because it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, you're in the system basically to be deported.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason for immigration customs enforcement.
Yeah. So then I called my husband, and I was like, are you ready? He's like, ready. He's like, I just picked
she
up.
called me like 8 something
and
in the morning.
I never
I'm like,
called.
why you calling me this early? And it was like, hey, I'm getting out today. And I'm like, what?
No, he was like, no, you're not. I was like, why are you doubting God? And he's like, I'm not, but like,
doubting God.
No, you were doubting. I said, why are you doubting what God is doing for us? And you were like, I'm not doubting it. This is what? And then he got off.
Because the reason is she didn't have any paperwork saying she's getting out, and you're in a system of not godly work. I mean, the system is put there from who? The people.
Yeah.
It's not there because God put the system there. Right?
But, yeah. Obviously.
So it's like, where's your paperwork? And you're calling me at 8 o'clock in the morning where nothing's even went through yet.
Listen, God will set you free from your captors without any paper trail. My lawyer was in shock that they didn't give me no paperwork. Even my lawyer was like, how did you get out of there with no paperwork? And I was like, God. I really was, everything I answered, I was like, God. And I got out. My husband drove all the way from Florida.
Tampa,
Florida, with the air conditioner hooked up to the back of our car. Because it was changing his grandparents' air conditioning.
I'm in Tampa, Florida. I purchased an air conditioner to go to Tennessee to fix my grandparents' air conditioner. She calls me that morning as I'm picking up the unit, and it's like, what? Let's just go ahead and make that trip on up through there. It was like, it worked out perfectly. It was flawless. Luckily enough, I was working thanks to, you know, grandma and mom watching the kids. That way I could have income to provide. Could you imagine if I wasn't? Like if I was at the house and there was no like, still like not even at Lowe's, like
it was just crazy. But
I wouldn't be able to give you any FaceTime money, any food money. I wouldn't have the money to go pick you up. I wouldn't have. It would literally be impossible.
When he got off the phone with me and the facility called him, and they were like, "Oh, what time can you be here?" And it was like 3 o'clock, and he's like, "Okay." They called me at 2 o'clock. When they called me, and they were like, "Diana," and I was like, "I'm going home." I was like giving stuff away. I was like, "You can have my deodorant, my soap, my sandals, everything, my marker, my toenail clippers." I don't know how I got toenail clippers, but I did. I just started giving my stuff away to the people that needed it, that I knew that needed it. That day, we had got commissary. I spent $50 on commissary, and I gave it all away.
Doing that work. So yes, luckily enough, everything worked out. So luckily enough, everything worked out. It was basically a flawless transition.
Yes.
We all celebrated. We got you home.
That night we didn't go home though, cause
yeah, we had other stops to make on the way. Anyways, the transit. What's so funny?
We needed a night to ourselves, even though I really miss my kids, but just he was gone away from me. Cause if I would have got around my kids and then him, it would have just been, he wouldn't have gotten my full attention, and I wouldn't have gotten his.
Do I ever get your full attention?
You have it right now.
No, it's been
But
interrupted literally like 60 times.
But they're my kids, and my kids come before you.
No, they don't. That's the problem you have.
You're the problem I have.
I should come before the kids.
Who says? The Bible.
I mean,
Jolena,
we're one.
listen, since we're one,
You're
it's just.
supposed to take care of yourself.
Oh, he doesn't hang up the phone no more on people, so he brings it to me. That's why he's allowed to use my phone. But yes, it's me and you, then the kids.
That's the problem.
We are one.
Yeah.
You don't come before the kids. We come before the kids, then the kids.
Did you
It's
just hear
God,
yourself? Like
us,
you're trying to explain
then
this?
the kids.
Okay, your explanation to understanding one, what we means, us first.
I'll give you enough time. I really do. You.
That's 5 kids.
Yeah, we about to have 6.
We got 5 kids because it's once we meet up once a year.
We mean.
Anyways,
very selfish.
Very.
back to the topic in hand. We went through an immigration.
My
And
story had a happy ending. A lot of people did not.
Yeah, but it's a still ongoing situation, and it shouldn't be. So as we're getting close to the end of this video, we had to bring up something that's going on right now, and that's why we're talking about the immigration. We have, according to AP News, exclusive. This is an exclusive by AP News. Immigrant kids are held in U.S. hotels, then expelled. The immigration system that we have right now is basically at a cattywampus. It's not even structured politically correct. It's dehumanizing human beings, period. They don't have enough space. They don't have the right steps in the system. And on top of that, there's a pandemic going on that's really screwed the entire nation. All due to the upfront of the immigration policy, dating from the beginning of time. If they would have had a better system, we would have never been in the situation that we're in today. So
they're working on it though. Like USCIS is working on it. They're fighting their butts off. It's just.
But this country is the only country that's dealing with this situation. But every other country wants to be like America. But then we want to have some of the same policies of other countries, and it doesn't work like that. And that's the whole problem. But anyways, according to AP News, the Trump administration is detaining immigrant children as young as 1 year old in hotels right now, sometimes weeks before they're deported. And just because they're held in hotels, it does not mean like, you know, they're getting luxurious stays and whatnot. No, it's like
they're holding signs up against the windows, and they're like, help, where's my mom? I want to go back to my country.
Yeah, these are kids. These are kids.
Who's watching the 1 year old?
Like,
who's there watching the 1 year old?
Private contractors from the U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement is taking children to 3 Hampton Inn suite hotels in Arizona, Texas-Mexico border, where they are typically detained for several days. That the record shows. The hotels have been used nearly over 200 times, while more than 10,000 beds for children sit empty at government shelters. So what's going on here? Like, we're on the outside looking in. We don't understand the policy and what's going on right now. But seriously, like, if there's space for kids in governmental shelters that have the things kids need, like comfort, you know,
just anything, like
socialism, like anything. Basically the policy right now is screwed up, and we're having to.
Where are they putting these kids? Are they giving them to Americans that can't have children?
No, that's.
Like, where are they putting them? Like, how do they know if they go to Mexico? How are they taking the kids? They're walking them across the border, and their family's just sitting there. But really, their mom is in the immigration custody in America, and they're trying to link. It's just very confusing, and
It's very confusing. It's a tough subject, as you can see. But I think that's enough for us today as far as the Coffee Talk Tuesday goes. If you guys enjoyed this episode, leave some comments below. Let us know. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. That way you can see us on Tuesdays. We'll try to upload these things at least once a week. We'll do a little coffee talk on a hot subject, and this one just so happened to be an immigration one where
because it's hot right now.
It's something that's going on in the country, and it's also something that we dealt with. American biracial family that served the country in the military and raised children here as Americans, and we had to deal with it. And some of the stuff that's going on right now is totally wrong, but what can we do?
Kids shouldn't have to struggle because
my mom is the president.
no.
But anyways, you guys, all of a sudden family here. This is Coffee Talk Tuesday. All of a sudden family here. This is Coffee Talk Tuesday. If you guys liked what you've seen, let us know. Peace out.
They didn't tell me my hair was like this.